Like, I heard somebody say something the other day. They were talking about their band, and I was like, what kind of music do you play? And they're like, it's like third wave emo. And then the other guy who was sitting at the table, we were drinking beers, and he was like, you should hear Eric's band, Goddamnit, they're really good. And he's like, oh yeah, well what kind of music do you play? And I was like, first wave emo? And he was like, you mean like Captain Jazz? I'm like, no, the one after that. He's like, oh, that would be like second wave. And I was like, I have no idea what these guys are talking about right now.
Are we seriously like Goddamnit's band that's just like heavier?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jared. I thought you wanted to fuck white women. I mean, if you don't, that's cool.
We're just like an old band that's like a new band. You know? It's like 5 people that like grew up listening to like this kind of music that kind of disappeared for a little while, and then we listened to a lot of other music obviously in the last 10 years. It definitely has like an older feel to it.
There's a pretty big difference between the sound on this versus the EP we first put out. Adding Tyler to the band really kind of polished the sound and, you know, filled in all the little gaps, and I think this time around it just sounds a lot more polished and a lot more coherent.
Now there's like a lot of guitar stuff, and it's not as straightforward. It's still like Eric's songwriting style, but I think there's a lot more melodic elements and cool guitar stuff, and we use guitar effect pedals everywhere. Like it's so I definitely think. I mean, there was like certain albums I kind of studied and got really into. I don't want to say what those are because I want people to kind of figure it out for themselves. But if you listen to it, I think you can like definitely hear some stuff in there.
Just I don't need such a part of you, such a part of
It was something exactly like
The feeling we were going for in the record was just loud guitars, melodic guitars, and you know, you don't really realize it at first, but it really is a drum and bass album. You know, there are loud guitars and the rhythm of the drums and bass are really holding it together.
And we're recording it in a way that, like, even though we're using a computer and stuff like that, we're trying to like think about it like as a computer is like a tape machine, and we have a mixing board and we use lots of microphones, and you know what I mean? So that's a little different.
Originally planned on doing stuff with Jay Robbins from Jawbox. He recorded a lot of stuff that we really liked, and he was in Baltimore, so we were going to go there. And we started like looking at the money and everything, and me and Eric have been recording for 10 years a piece, or him even more than me.
The bottom line is it's like we practice here, we live here basically, and you have like more time and more freedom to just try some shit out.
We figured spending about half the amount of money we could buy all the gear we would kind of want to have anyway and do it ourselves.
If we would have done it with somebody else, we would have had to go and be on schedule and all that. Whereas doing it here, we can just show up, hang out, do it until we're done, and then leave.
Eric's been recording albums forever, and it's always been bands that I've loved, and the sound quality has been great. So we, him along with Tyler, was a perfect storm to get those two together in a studio and make a hit record.
We got more vocals to do, but it's just one track.
You've not done yet.
Hey man, you wanna make hit records?
I want to make it records.
All right.
I don't want to make it
So
records.
play the chorus. Just play the chorus. You remember?
We've all made record. Almost everybody in the band has made a record separate from Goddamnit. So we're all physically capable of doing it, and it kind of forced us. We have this awesome space. It's kind of forced us to like make this space appropriate to like actually, you know, conducive recording environment.
We prepared for this record. I mean, I drove these dudes fucking nuts. Like, I was typing up lists of like where microphones were gonna go, and all this shit. And I got like really, really stressed out about it, and was like freaking out. I would have nightmares and shit.
Like Tyler's crazy about this. Like has everything written down. Like, and then he just has this crazy like box of pedals that he needs to sell, and like he's just like, let's try this. It's gonna be awesome. And then they plug it in, and it's fucking awesome.
Paul, did you see this pedal Ryan built? Look how shitty it looks. Get a close up on that.
Whatever, you used it.
I did use it. Man, I can get some
Sound like
fucking
shit,
knobs on
too.
this thing, man.
They're upstairs in a box somewhere. Just like the rest of my life.
It sounded good though. Then you come down and do it, and it's like such an easy thing. So it's just funny. It's, you know, all the preparation in the world isn't what's going to make it awesome. It's ultimately going to be how you play, and how you interact with the people you play, and you know, you can just only hope that it goes awesome.
The attitude is way different. I mean, you know, normally if you've been in a band, I mean, we've all been in bands like with people, and it's like there's always like that one guy that you're like, you know, it's Johnny. It's just Johnny. He's like a dick. You know, there's no one. So it's way like there's no stress as far as that stuff is concerned. Like we don't fight about it. But I want it to be more. You make that more zerpy.
Like Alf meets Small Wonder.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, let's do some Alf sounds.
I love how all of you guys' point of reference for keyboards are fucking.
Yo, think about it. We're looking at this keyboard.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think they made those sounds? Probably with this keyboard.
Eric's got like a real like punk mindset to a lot of the way he does things, and Tyler's got like a really like pop and like indie mindset, and he's like they're two different producer styles that like they work well together.
That's all he's doing is that line, so just stop it right after that.
Can we double that?
Yep, we're gonna triple that, yeah.
Can you make it sound like the mic that they use on Pet Sounds?
This is the original Pro Tools rig they used on Pet Sounds.
We just want it to be fun, you know. When it stops being fun, why do it? But we're all really, I mean, we're all really in tune with what we're doing now. And, we're just, I mean, we might be drunks, but other than that, like, it's all pretty, like, low key.
You know, they love to party and have a good time because we're a family, but at the same time, you know, we just want to be successful at the end of the day.
Besides drinking and partying, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta have something creatively to do. You know, you need some kind of outlet. You know, if I wasn't doing drumming, if I wasn't drumming for this band, I don't know what else I'd be doing.
The best thing about it is it's kind of we're all older. Like, we've all already done the band thing in multiple instances and like toured, and like everybody has some level of experience with it. So there's a certain amount of like just unsaid shit that just goes the correct way. Like, there's no bullshit. Like, if somebody's playing something, I'm like, dude, that sucks. Play that better. And they're like, oh, cool. It's not. There's not a lot of ego, I guess. Everybody's very much just like, fuck it. We're, you know, having a good time. And if something sucks, you can tell somebody something sucks, and nobody gets butthurt over it, you know.
Okay, you don't mind this?
I mean, I don't love it, but if you want to do it,
I can do it.
Some Lifetime shit, dude.
Some Dimebag Daryl shit.
Nah, that's some Lifetime.
Some Pantero shit.
If you can think about it, like 3 guitar players standing in a room and not fighting, it's pretty incredible. I mean, just that alone, it's like, you know.
We've been practicing these songs a lot for the last couple months and writing everything, and now to hear it all finally culminate together and just, you know, this is the point where all the hard work pays off and where you get to hear it.
We're going to South by Southwest. I think we're going to drive all the way to Texas for one show. At least that's how it's shaping up to be right now. But after that, hopefully we can get this record out and really promote it with some shows.
You know, I'd love to see another band, you know, take notice of us and you know take us on the road with them. You know, I think that's the next best step for Goddamnit would be to, you know, a nice tour.
We keep talking about going over to Germany to do like a month in Germany. And I think that would be outstanding, but I like just driving around in our van in Frankfurt and doing that.
It would be awesome if somebody would put out the record and we could get, you know, I'm not stupid, like I know we're not going to get rich doing this, but it'd be cool to like get on good tours that, you know, let us drive around the country in the van and party and have a good time, so. And making more records. I want to make more records all the time. We'll probably start writing the next record as soon as this is done, so.
I mean, you know, the record's going to come out, we'll give it away for free. You'll buy it if you want to buy it. You don't have to buy it, you won't be able to hear it. If you want the vinyl, you got to fucking buy it.
If it's good music, it's going to find an audience no matter what. You know, we play a lot of shows that gets it out to everybody, YouTube, everything else. So, record industry, in my opinion, kind of dead.
To be honest, I can't remember the last time I bought a record. I use Spotify.
The difference is that, you know, nobody's paying $18 for a Led Zeppelin CD. You know? So, but the smaller scale things, I mean, the shows are still good, you know, maybe even better.
The internet and shit like that, like, it's all about how hard you're willing to work it. Like, you can work it just as hard as some publicist or somebody that you pay. And if you care enough, you know, you can get it in the right hands and you can sell your own records. And, you know, so technology has made it, I guess, a lot easier and cooler. And, you know, I guess it's gotten past the point where people make millions of dollars doing this anymore, but I'm fine with, like, making maybe hundreds of dollars occasionally, so.
What inspires me to do what I'm doing right now is, you know, love for my family and friends and playing music.
You know, besides work, which is fun, there's not really much else to do.
If I wasn't doing this, I'd work some whatever job, retail, the mall, you know, whatever. So, and I'd still get to do this, so I'd still be stoked.
I've just always been in bands since I was 14. You know, I never really had thoughts of being in a band again until Jeff called me up, and you know, once I found out that it was with Eric, who I had a history with, and everything else, it was just, you know, it seemed like the right thing to do.
It just comes down to like having something to say, you know, and it was kind of funny because it's like all my friends like that I grew up with, they're like their bands are getting back together and they're doing these reunions and they're doing really well, and it's pretty awesome to see. I mean, I never wanted that stuff to go away in the first place, so like seeing it come back in a way is really cool. But in the same breath, it was like when we started playing, you know, I grew up with a lot of these guys, and when we started playing, we were like, oh, dude, you know, like, this is the first time we've been in a band, like, we actually, like, have something to say. And that kind of pushed it a little further than it, I mean, we've only been a band, like, a year and a half, you know, which is pretty crazy to think about, because we're pretty serious about it, you know what I mean? So you line up with the clap?
Yeah.
Oh, like the 70s. Asshole interview, take 3.
Well, basically, everyone in this band are complete assholes. I hate Jeff with a passion. I hate him so much. If any other band would offer me a job to drum, I would take it in an instant. If you just wanted to like hang out and be in a shitty band, I would drop this in a second. And fuck you, Jeff Taylor. Done?
Good.
Go.
Now should I like, you want to ask me a question and I'll like start screaming and flip something and yell at you? Yeah.
The album should be called The Thirst Mutilator.
Yes! Please do that. Can we please
Thirst Mutilator.
do that?
No.
Why not? That's the best album title
Thirst
ever.
Mutilator.
God damn it, The Thirst Mutilator.
When your gypsies look behind you,
Don't fuck with me, Ryan. I have lots of songs.